Have you ever felt like you're wandering through life without a map? Like everyone else has figured it out, but you're still searching for something you can't even name? You wake up successful by society's standards. Maybe you have the career, the relationship, the life that looks perfect from the outside. But inside, there's this gnawing feeling. This whisper that says, there has to be more than this. You're not alone. And more importantly, you're not lost. What if I told you that this confusion, this restlessness, this feeling of being disconnected from yourself, what if it's not a problem to fix, but a doorway to walk through? Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to explore one of the most profound concepts in psychology, one that Carl Jung dedicated his life to understanding. We're going to talk about the divine feminine, the awakening process, and why you might be going through the most important transformation of your life right now. By the end of this video, you'll understand why you're in this video. You'll understand why your struggles aren't signs of failure, they're signs of awakening. So grab a journal, get comfortable, and let's dive deep. But first, if this resonates with you even a little bit, hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about deep psychological insights for personal transformation. Let's grow together. Act 1. The crisis that changes everything. The dark night of the soul. Let me paint you a picture. It's 3 a.m. You're lying in bed, staring at the ceiling. Your mind is racing with questions you've been avoiding. Is this all there is? Who am I really? Why do I feel so empty when everything looks so full? This isn't depression, although it might feel like it sometimes. This is what mystics throughout history have called the dark night of the soul, and Carl Jung, he called it the beginning of individuation, the process of becoming who you truly are. Here's what most people don't tell you. This darkness isn't random. It's purposeful. It's your psyche's way of saying, the old way of being isn't working anymore. It's time to evolve. The masculine-dominated world. For centuries, Western culture has been dominated by what Jung called masculine energy. Now, before anyone gets defensive, let me be crystal clear, this has nothing to do with gender. Men have feminine energy. Women have masculine energy. We all have both. Masculine energy is about doing, achieving, conquering. Logic, structure, and control. Linear thinking and productivity. External validation and success. And our world worships this. From the moment we're born, we're taught produce, achieve, climb, win, be rational. Don't be too emotional. Push harder. Do more. But here's the problem. When we live entirely in this energy, we become disconnected from the other half of ourselves, the divine feminine. The feminine energy is about being, feeling, and receiving. Intuition, creativity, and flow. Cyclical rhythms and natural timing. Internal wisdom and authenticity. And if you've been feeling lost lately, I'd bet money that you've been living in masculine energy overdrive. You've been pushing, forcing, controlling. And your soul? Your soul is exhausted. Why you're actually awakening. Here's the beautiful truth that Jung discovered. When you start feeling lost, confused, or like your old identity is crumbling, that's not a breakdown. That's a breakthrough waiting to happen. Your divine feminine is awakening. And she's been asleep for a long time. Think of it like this. Imagine you've been running a marathon at full sprint for years. Your body is screaming for rest, but you keep pushing. Eventually, you'll collapse. That collapse isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's your body forcing you to listen. Your awakening is the same thing, but on a soul level. Jung believed that the psyche has an incredible intelligence. When something in us needs to emerge, the psyche will create the exact conditions necessary for that emergence, even if those conditions feel uncomfortable, scary, or completely disorienting. The restlessness you feel? That's your intuition knocking. The desire to quit everything and start over? That's your authenticity emerging. The exhaustion from pretending? That's your soul demanding truth. You're not lost. You're shedding an old skin. And that's one of the bravest things a human being can do. Act 2. Understanding the Divine Feminine. What Jung really meant. Carl Jung spent decades studying the human psyche, and one of his most revolutionary concepts was the idea of the anima and animus, the feminine and masculine aspects within each of us. The Divine Feminine, which Jung explored through various archetypes and symbols, isn't about being soft, passive, or weak. That's a patriarchal distortion that's caused immense damage. The true Divine Feminine is powerfully receptive. She knows when to open and when to close, when to receive and when to release. Wildly creative, she births new realities from the void of possibility. Deeply intuitive, she trusts what she knows without needing external proof. Naturally cyclical, she honors seasons, rhythms, and the wisdom of timing. Fiercely authentic, she refuses to shrink, perform, or pretend. Jung noticed that when people suppressed their feminine energy, they became rigid, anxious, and disconnected from meaning. They might be successful, but they weren't fulfilled. They might be busy, but they weren't alive. The 4 stages of feminine awakening. Based on Jung's work and the experiences of thousands going through this process, feminine awakening typically moves through 4 distinct stages. Stage 1. The dissolution. Everything that felt solid starts to crumble. Your old identity, your certainties, your plans, they all feel suddenly fragile. This is terrifying, but it's necessary. You can't build a new house without first clearing the land. Use Yaoyur in this stage, questioning everything you once believed. Feeling disconnected from your old life. Experiencing anxiety or existential dread. Losing interest in things that used to matter. Stage 2. The descent. You go inward. You face the parts of yourself you've been avoiding. Jung called this confronting the shadow that disowned, rejected, or hidden aspects of who you are. This is the messy middle. This is where most people try to turn back. Signs you're in this stage. Deep introspection and solitude. Facing painful emotions or memories. Questioning your relationships and choices. Feeling raw, vulnerable, and exposed. Stage 3. The integration. You start to reclaim your power, but it looks different now. You're learning to balance doing and being. You're trusting your intuition alongside your logic. You're setting boundaries that honor your energy. You're choosing authenticity over approval. Signs you're in this stage. Developing strong intuition and inner knowing. Setting boundaries without guilt. Pursuing creative or meaningful work. Feeling more comfortable with uncertainty. Stage 4. The embodiment. You're no longer trying to awaken, you are awake. You move through the world differently. You make decisions from your center. You honor your cycles. You trust yourself. You've integrated both your masculine and feminine energies into a powerful whole. Signs you're in this stage? Living in alignment with your values. Trusting your inner guidance system. Creating from overflow, not obligation. Experiencing deep peace and purpose. Common symptoms of awakening. Let's get really practical. If you're experiencing any of these, congratulations, you're awakening. Physical symptoms. Exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix. Sensitivity to noise, crowds, or chaos. Changes in appetite or sleep patterns. Desire to move your body in new ways. Dance, yoga, nature walks. Emotional symptoms. Sudden crying or emotional releases. Decreased tolerance for fake or surface-level interactions. Intense empathy or feeling others' emotions. Anger at injustice or inauthenticity. Mental symptoms. Questioning everything you were taught. Difficulty focusing on meaningless tasks. increased interest in spirituality, psychology, or philosophy, brain fog or mental exhaustion from overthinking, spiritual symptoms, synchronicities and meaningful coincidences, strong intuitive hits or gut feelings, desire for solitude and reflection, feeling connected to something larger than yourself. If you're nodding along, drop a comment below and let me know which stage resonates most. Building this community of awakening individuals is what this channel is all about. Act 3. The practical path forward. What your psyche is asking for. Jung believed that the psyche is always moving toward wholeness. Always. Even when it feels like chaos, there's an underlying intelligence guiding the process. So what is your psyche asking for right now? Permission to feel. Not just the acceptable emotions, all of them. Rage, grief, joy, ecstasy, fear, peace. Your emotions are messengers. Listen to them. Space to be. Not constantly doing, achieving, or performing. Just being. This is revolutionary in a productivity-obsessed culture, but it's essential for feminine awakening. Connection to your body. Your body is not a vehicle for your brain, it's where your wisdom lives. Movement, breath, sensation, these are your portals to the divine feminine. Time in nature. The earth operates on feminine principle cycles, seasons, growth, rest, death, rebirth. Spend time there. Let her teach you. Creative expression. You don't have to be good at anything. Create for the sake of creating. Write, paint, dance, sing, cook. Let energy move through you. Practical tools for your awakening. Let's get tactical. Here are specific practices that support feminine awakening. 1. Cyclical living. Stop treating every day like it should be the same. Your energy moves in cycles daily, monthly, seasonally. Track your energy. Notice when you're naturally more outward and when you need to turn inward. Plan your life accordingly. For women with menstrual cycles, each phase has different gifts. Learn them. Honor them. For everyone, notice your daily rhythms. Are you a morning person or night owl? When is your creativity highest? Structure your life around your natural flow, not against it. 2. Intuition strengthening. Your intuition is like a muscle, it strengthens with use. Start small. Before checking your phone for an answer, pause. What do you think? When making decisions, feel into your body. Does it expand? Yes, or contract? No? Keep an intuition journal. Write your hunches, then see what happens. The more you honor your intuitive hits, the stronger they become. You have an internal guidance system that's more sophisticated than any external advice. Trust it. 3. Shadow work. This is where Jung's work gets deep. Your shadow contains everything you've rejected about yourself, the parts that felt unacceptable, too much, not enough, shameful, or scary. But here's the paradox. Your power is in your shadow. Try this exercise. What qualities do you judge harshly in others? Write them down. Those are often disowned parts of yourself. Ask, how do I do this too? Where does this exist in me? Then ask, what would it look like to integrate this quality consciously? Maybe you judge people who are too emotional. Could it be that you've suppressed your own emotional expression? What if you reclaimed healthy emotionality? The goal isn't to become your shadow. It's to integrate it to own all of yourself. 4. Boundary setting. The awakening divine feminine doesn't say yes to everything. She has boundaries. Clear, firm, unapologetic boundaries. This is often the hardest part for people pleasers and caretakers. But boundaries aren't walls, they're clarity. They tell the world, this is who I am. This is what I'm available for. This is where my energy goes. Practice saying, That doesn't work for me. I need time to think about that. No, thank you. I'm not available for that. Notice the guilt that comes up. That's your conditioning. Breathe through it. Your boundaries are sacred. Navigating relationships during awakening. Here's something nobody warns you about. When you awaken, your relationships will change. Some will deepen. Some will end. Some will transform completely. This is because you're operating from a different vibration now. The relationships built on your old self might not fit your new self. And that's okay. It's painful, but it's okay. Some relationships will celebrate your growth. These are your people. Hold them close. Some relationships will feel threatened by it. They liked you better when you were smaller, more predictable, more controllable. You might need to love these people from a distance. Some relationships will inspire their own awakening. Your transformation gives others permission to transform too. This is beautiful. Jung talked about the importance of finding your tribe people who are also on the path of individuation. Seek them out, online, in person, in books, in communities. You're not meant to do this alone. Act 4. The bigger picture. Why this matters beyond you. Here's what Jung understood that was so radical. Individual transformation creates collective transformation. When you awaken to your divine feminine, you don't just change your life, you change the world around you. You become a model for authenticity in a world of performance, a voice for intuition in a culture of overthinking, an anchor of presence in a society of distraction, a reminder that there's another way to be human. The feminine awakening happening right now, and it is happening to millions of people simultaneously, isn't random. It's a collective correction, a rebalancing. We've been out of balance for so long. Too much doing, not enough being. Too much logic, not enough intuition. Too much external focus, not enough inner wisdom. Your awakening is part of a much larger awakening. And it matters. What Jung would say to you today. If Carl Jung could speak to you right now, I believe he'd say this. Your confusion is not confusion, it's clarity trying to emerge. Your restlessness is not a problem. It's your soul's refusal to settle for less than truth. Your sensitivity is not weakness. It's the antenna picking up what others miss. The journey of becoming whole, of integrating your shadow, awakening your feminine, and honoring your masculine, this is the most important work of your life. Not because it will make you successful by the world's standards, though it might, but because it will make you real. And in a world of masks, pretense, and performance, your realness is revolutionary. You are not lost. You are precisely where you need to be. The discomfort you feel is the discomfort of growth, of metamorphosis, of becoming. Trust the process. Trust yourself. Trust the divine feminine awakening within you. So here's my question for you. What's one small step you can take today to honor your awakening? Maybe it's taking a walk without your phone, journaling about how you really feel, setting one boundary you've been avoiding, creating something just for the joy of it, sitting in silence for 10 minutes. Drop your commitment in the comments. When we share our intentions, we anchor them, and we inspire others to do the same. If this video resonated with you, please share it with someone who needs to hear this message. This work spreads through resonance, through recognition, through that moment when someone says, "Oh my God, this is exactly what I'm going through." Subscribe if you want more deep dives into psychology, spirituality, and personal transformation. We're building something special here, a community of people brave enough to do the inner work. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having the courage to question, to feel, to awaken. You're not lost. You're exactly where you need to be.